WC, what color is your Psycho-Pass? That right there, man, I got chills up my spine. I'm not joking. Really, my overall hype level of Psycho-Pass 2 just went up with that. The way, the suspense and the tension, and when you see the entire reveal of Akane just smoking, and then she turns off her hologram room, and she sees this freaking etched, like, scratch all under her freaking wall says WC, I'm like, holy shit, someone has been in her room. Okay, so before I begin with that, I want to talk about something real quick. Last week, I talked about how supposedly the Dominator was destroying a robot in the last episode, and I talked about, I didn't think it used to be able to do that. Remember how I said that? Well, supposedly, I was incorrect, and a bunch of Chibits pointed out for me, and told me that on episode 3, which I went back to look myself, that episode 3 does have a robot dying by a Dominator, so never mind. Sorry about that if I infuriated anyone. So anyways, beginning on with this episode. Okay, so, one thing I want to say right now is the overall tension and atmosphere I am seeing from this season just went up with this episode. Because what I see now, the concept and what I see with the plot, the basic plot points that are being laid out in front of me in this episode, is that there is this dude, okay? This dude that is actually giving people, like, the substance or something to where their Psycho-Pass goes down. Like, they will always stay clear. Kind of like, you know, Makishima. Remember him? Well, Makishima, as we know, his entire Psycho-Pass would always go back down to 0. Nothing he did would ever really affect him after he committed a crime. We saw that demonstrated last season. Now, this dude, Kamui, that was mentioned at the end of this episode by this dude, this crazy bomber dude. He mentions, like, Kamui and all that, and he starts talking about, like, WC, and he says, what color? When the mysteries are revealed. But the big thing is, okay, is that, so how is this dude making people, like, have artificial Psycho-Pass? Like, how is he making their Psycho-Pass go completely down? Like, what is he giving these people? Because whatever it is a massive, massive, massive flaw in the system. Yeah, we know for a fact Sibyl system is going to be very fucking pissed when you know, they find out about this. Okay, like, come on. Sibyl system will be very pissed. So, one thing I will say. With this, the overall concept of the way this is building up is trying to track down who is giving whatever this is, a drug, substance, I don't know, a microchip in the fucking brain, I don't know, giving something to these people to where their Psycho-Pass can go all the way down, no matter how nuts they are, because clearly this dude in this episode, the bomber dude, did not need his Psycho-Pass going down, because he was still insane when his Psycho-Pass went down, because he was bombing fucking people, so, yeah. It doesn't matter what you think, your Psycho-Pass literally will go down. You don't have to have the ideology and the thought process as Makishima Shogo. You don't need that. You could just be a crazy bastard, and you could kill people, and your Psycho-Pass will go back down. So, yeah, this is a really big thing that's popped up, and a major issue that is going to happen in this season. Now, the entire bit I want to talk about is Mika. Mika right now, I do not like her character. Oh, her personality right now is just getting on my nerves. I said it last week and I will say it again. She is just being a bitch. I'm sorry to say it. If there is any lovers to her character, I'm not offending you. Just damn. Her character personality. The way she's questioning our main female character, Akane, and when she's putting down some of these characters that have been around longer than her, this little fucking greenhorn inspector, putting down other inspectors that got turned into an enforcer, makes me just, that makes me mad. Mika, change your attitude quickly. I do not like you at the moment. I do not like Mika at the moment at all. I don't. I was expecting some form of development with her character like Akane from the first season, but no, she's completely just annoying. Like, oh. Okay, so with this episode, I do want to say is Togane. Togane, as I said last week, it's obvious he's a villain. It's obvious with the opening song, the way they demonstrated and fleshed out that opening song, it's obvious that he is a villain. But it would be an interesting twist if he isn't a villain. Like, if they twist it on top of us and we find out he really isn't a villain, then I'll give a clap to that opening song. But for now, I have that dude, Togane, pegged as a fucking villain. I smell the villain coming off him at the moment. Because with that opening song, a villain, that just the Two-Face type thing going on, that just, I sense him stabbing Akane in the back. Or he could be the main culprit. He could possibly be the main culprit. Like, for instance, he could be Kamui, and he could be the one giving these people these drugs. It's the only way I can see it right now. Because if that really is, I want to say it right now. If this dude, Togane, okay, is the guy giving the drugs to people, for instance, that bomber dude in this episode, if he is the one doing this, or giving whatever substance it is to make their psychopaths go down, I want to tell you right now, that was a terrible mistake to put something like that in the opening. If it is him doing that. If it isn't, I will let it fly and I'll slap myself, okay? Because, I mean, I'm just going to say it right now. But anyways, the overall music. The music in this episode, damn, I'm really starting to like the soundtrack now. I'm really liking the Season 2 soundtrack, especially with how they used it with the reveal of WC. For instance, when Akane turns off her hologram. The music, I was scared shitless when I saw it. I'm like, oh my god, dude, someone was in her house. Someone was in her house. They could just break in, walk in, and it was fine, dude. Think about how bad that is. Ooh. Damn. It just, overall, the concept of the season is looking very good. I cannot wait for the next episode to see where it's going to go, and exactly what our mastermind villain Kamui is going to do. Now, at the end of this episode, he does state that he believed in Akane, like she would understand about, you know, how that dude can be saved, the bomber, but instead she technically killed him, or he died technically by her hands, so even though it wasn't directly by her hands. But still, the point of it is that this dude, Kamui, thought, you know, he could be saved, but she didn't try to save him. So, yeah, clearly, we got our villain. That's definitely Kamui. They're already revealing this villain. But, exactly, is he the true final villain? Overall, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night, wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.